Hey everybody, I'm just Q, and I'm back with some 7 Nights Rebirth content. Today we will be going over the developer notes for the October 30th update. So let's hop right on into it. Please be aware that there are timestamps down below in the description, so just in case you want to jump around, there's that, and all of the links that I will be using to go through the developer's notes and all of the content on this video will be down in the description down below, just in case you want to read it yourself. But without further ado, let's hop on into this. So we have a new hero that's going to be added, Cariel. Apparently a biological sister of the previously introduced Ballista. So yeah, due to certain events in the past, they ended up walking different paths. So this is gonna be interesting. This is gonna be. I like the character design. I wonder what kind of character. I mean, honestly, to me it seems like another physical character, but I wonder what the skills and everything are gonna be. So I'm assuming this must be like a costume for Ballista. I was saying the same thing when I was like kind of going through the notes myself. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure it's going to talk about their story and, you know, what made them end up walking two different paths. Like that might be the next story event that we're going to be having. So just kind of want to gloss over a little bit without, you know, going through every single thing here. And then it says also we have some buffs for some heroes based on your valued feedback and accumulated gameplay data. We plan to proceed with buffs for heroes whose performance is lacking or whose usage in certain metas is low. So seems like they're going to be buffing some people. It says balance adjustments are, let me see, Chris, Ace, Spike, Orly, Klahan. All of them have very limited use or fail to meet expectations. So yeah, I mean, hey, glad to see Chris is going to be getting some things to be worked on. We also got some new costumes coming through. Now, this is one of the, I guess, my favorite parts is the, you know, the holiday costumes for most gacha games. So first we have Blitzkrieg Rich Ruri. Oh my goodness, kind of a little bit of a tongue twister there. Looks pretty cool. I'm trying to farm rubies because I've seen some of these costumes as we move on. Witch's Diner Chloe. I mean, they look adorable, especially a little cat. Cat has a little suit on. Like, come on, man. Who doesn't like a cat in a suit? Come on. I mean, any pet in a little outfit is very cool, man. You know. Then we have Sword of Heresy Rosie. I mean, if you're lucky enough to have Rosie, there's that. Same thing with Yuri, Wings of Darkness Yuri. Blue Flames Faye, if you're lucky to have her. And then of course Challenger Kyle, which everybody has a copy of Kyle, as long as you logged in and got your free copy in time. And then Soul Hunter Be Damned. So he looks nice. I mean, his November 6th. I mean, they got the dates on here, so be sure to look at that. Alluring Demon Daisy. So this one kind of reminds me of somebody from, and if you played Wuthering Waves, please let me know if I'm tripping, but like it reminds me of somebody who had like a similar kind of like eye patch design from Wuthering Waves, and I feel like, I don't know, I'm throwing myself off on that maybe, but I mean, not the whole costume, just the whole eye patch thing. The rest of it is unique. I mean, but the eye patch thing kind of reminds me of that character. But yeah, those are new costumes. Now, we do have new items that we will be introducing, and I will be talking about this in a later part of this video, but they're going to be introducing Whetstones. I'm just going to gloss over it. They're going to be introducing Whetstones. Hopefully that's, I mean, they're going to introduce it in a better way, but that this will be a new item that eventually we do get, and it's going to be coming along with the whole world raid material as well. And then the, you know, so it'll basically help us be able to optimize our gear and our substats. But let's move on towards junk and equipment system. We'll wind back and you'll understand why. But for the equipment system junk, they're trying to make it better for people to be able to throw away, you know, gear that you're not using, so you can better rework your inventory system. Because I mean, eventually you run enough auto fights at night to just like, okay, cool, I'm auto, try to get some gear, but then you don't get certain, you know, say like for me, I try to run and find gear with at least 3 substats, so I don't like re-roll a lot and waste a lot of my gold. So anything with like 2 substats, I want to throw it away. So with this junk system, it'll make it easier to like sell things in bulk. And that's just what they're getting at. They're trying to have a quality of life feature to make it better for us to manage our equipment. And I think it's great. I think it's great. That's pretty much the overview on that system. They're just trying to make it easier for us to go through all of the various amounts of gear that we farm, you know, overnight, or maybe even during the day while you're at work, school, etc. You know, or maybe you're just out and about. You're off that day, you know, or on vacation. You're just out and about, but you're like, hey, I want to set this on auto. So, and then also for the accessory refinement separation feature, a new feature will be introduced that allows you to separate the refined stats from accessories and restores them to their pre-refined state. You can use this feature when you want to transfer the refinement to different accessories. To separate refined stats using this feature, refined extraction solution is required, and the success rate of refined separation is 100%, ensuring it will proceed without any chance of failures. So basically just trying to make it easier for people swapping from one piece of jewelry to another piece of jewelry. I'm interested to see how this works, because even just kind of reading it, if I'm being honest with you, I understand it from a standpoint of what you're trying to do, from, you know, one piece, another piece, you know, refine stats from accessories, you know, store them pre-run. Yeah, I understand it, but I'm trying to, I guess, better visualize it, if that would be, I guess that should be my word. So I don't want to act like I understand. If I don't understand something, I'm gonna tell you 100% I don't fully get it, or if I partially get it, you know, I'm just gonna be honest with you. So I'm curious to see how this works in practice for that one. Now, moving on to 7K chess. With this update, Kagra, Amelia, Kyle, and Aquila are newly added to 7K chess. So again, if you are a new player and you are watching this video and you missed out on getting a free copy of Kyle, and you heard, oh my God, Kyle's really good, you know, should I really be trying to get him? Should I put him on my wish list? I personally would focus on, again, doing the same thing everybody did at launch, making sure you're trying to get at least your TO, T2, and then put on your chessboard. I personally would say first, on your first chessboard should be Yanni, because eventually once you do make it a nightmare with your TO and everything else, if you watched, you know, my beginner guide, which I'll pop up here, you know, for beginners, what to focus on, then you're still going to need a magic user. Once you get your Yanni, if you want to just go ahead and grab Kyle on the next month of your chessboard, sure, go ahead, do it, you know. But I would say if you want to still just honestly just focus on TO, Yanni, honestly, if you have TO, if you eventually get TO to T6, you should be fine. You know, I mean, Kyle can still do work for you. It's not that. It's just that I don't want you to feel as though you really just need to just kind of ignore TO to an extent. I mean, you can, you know, that is, you know, up to you what you want to do and how you want to play. I always say lead with fun first. Whatever is most fun for you, do that. Because once the game is not fun, you won't play. But these will be the new people added to the 7K chessboard. Just do as you will. You know, in terms of what's fun for you, or if you find it to be most optimized, you know. But for me, if I was a new player, I personally would still just focus on my TO, try to get Yanni, because you're gonna need a magic user, and then just kind of go from there. If you might eventually even get somebody off banner by accident. You never know. And then also we have manage equipment UI added hero change feature. So previously when you wanted to change the equipment of a different hero from the manage equipment screen, you had to return to the team screen, which was inconvenient, of course, definitely. Swapping between all these screens is, you know, sometimes get a little bit confusing sometimes. With this update, a new feature has been added that allows you to change heroes directly with the manage equipment UI, making equipment changes setups faster and more convenient. So I wonder, does this mean like I'm looking at the little like GIF on the screen, but I'm trying to figure out, does this mean like I'm selecting someone to change gear with, and then like it's going like, because like, I mean, it's just kind of flashing here. I'm not really sure how this is gonna work in practice. I see the characters changing in the background, but I'm not really sure if it means like it's gonna have like one character on one side, another character on the other side. I mean, obviously it's not what it looks like here, but I'm just trying to figure out how that's going to work. Because I mean, I've seen something similar to this in the game before, you know, the whole current equipment, temporary equipment, but I don't know. We'll see how it works. You know, I might do an overview on it if it's warranted, like post a picture of it, something like that, post a picture. But we'll see. But then we also have now the Halloween event, which I'm pretty curious about. Like, this is the one that really kind of sounded with me. The Halloween event really kind of just like, oh my goodness, what is going on here? The pass. I've never seen no one do this before. As much as I have even thought in terms of this game being decently, greedy, because some of the passes are like $30, and I don't think, and I'm gonna end it at this because you guys know I have a paid account, I have a free account, so I'm not saying, hey, everything should be free. I'm not saying that because I give them money. I pay a decent amount of money on my main account. Let's just start with that. But I have no problem with them, pricing things the way they price them. Just some things I don't think are worth what they're priced at. But with this makes it fair for everyone. So as you can see right here with the Halloween event, with the passes coming out, you have the regular pass here at 3K. You have the premium pass at 5,000 rubies. That is amazing. If they were to lead with this, do you know how many people would just farm the rubies and just pay for certain passes? I mean, don't get me wrong, the developers still need to make money, so I don't think they should do this to all the passes. I'm just gonna lead with that. Like, no, there should just be no way, right? But I mean, in reality, if you throw out a couple of passes here and there, some Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas pass, I'm trying to think of other holidays. 4th of July, what was it called? Diwali, Hopefully I pronounced that right. But point being is like, if you throw all these various other holidays that possibly are being celebrated by various other peoples and cultures, and you put a pass out there for it, for rubies, that's just amazing. At least there's something that a person that is a low spending person, or even a free to play person, but especially low spending people, can then say, I can go out my way to get this, because versus spending like 3K, I would say, on a costume, this is definitely well worth it. This will feed back into your account. You get a nice little, it looks like you get a nice little like avatar avatar frame, and some other various things, summons, pet summons, gold. So I think that's very cool. I think it's gonna be cool. Of course, plus they're changing the whole entire look of everything to be like Halloween looking. Then it's just gonna be nice. I love when people do just the little simple things, just make them interesting, make them fun, And then we have a Castle Rush ranking event. We're holding a ranking event to determine the strongest Castle Rush player during the event period. The highest scores of all Castle Rush will be added up to calculate the rankings, and a large amount of rubies will be given as reward according to the rank. I'm just gonna leave it at, hey, if you're good at Castle Rush, you got your teams built, have fun, get those rubies. That's that. Now they have future update plans here. The first thing we're gonna go through is the pet wish summon and new pet potential expansion, and this one is more of a I'm not really sure where to go on it. Many have inquired about the pet wish summon feature. However, simply adding this feature could potentially undermine the values of players who have diligently collected pets, which required a very cautious approach. At the same time, we couldn't overlook the goal of enhancing the fun of collecting through new rewards. Accordingly, we will plan to introduce Pet Wish Summon feature, which will be accessible only through a dedicated summon voucher rather than the existing pet summon voucher and Ruby. In Wish Summon, players can select their desired pet and acquire it more efficiently. The Wish Summon voucher will be attainable from various content, starting with Infinite Tower, Tower of Trials, Adventure, Nightmare, Star Clears, and more. So, I mean, they're adding the Wish feature, but they're going in a roundabout way to do it. And I'm not going to critique it here in this video. I just wanted people to understand that it's going to be something that's there at some point in time. So, I mean, hey, that's them. I don't want to give my opinion on that right now. This is a dev notes video. I'm just here to give the information. On to Infinite Tower expansion and balance. They're going to expand the Infinite Tower to a max of 300 floors. So just more content, more challenges for people who really love Infinite Tower, who's having fun with it. I know plenty of people who have beaten it. I'm just taking my time with the game, having fun, building teams. And then sometimes I just choose to be more efficient in terms of like making sure I can do, raid at the highest level, do the power-up dungeons at the highest level, so I'm efficient with my material gathering. So eventually I'll get to finishing it too. I mean, it's no big deal. I just wonder what they're going to put as the reward at the 300 floor, because at 200 was the one of the like Knights of the Old, you know, Faye, Yuri, or Rosie. Random ticket, not selection ticket, but a random ticket. So I wonder where they're gonna put it 300. You know, is it gonna be like another copy of them? That'd be cool. I mean, that would, I mean, at certain floor numbers should be like an extra copy of them, and then eventually you can get them some transcendences, you know, a little bit faster. But I mean, I wouldn't be mad if they do 300. It would be something different, and then maybe when they expand it to 400, you definitely get another copy, because then it would be every 200 floors you get a copy of the, you know, Knights of the Old. That's not bad. That's not too bad, honestly. And then we have Advanced Arena, World Raid. We're going to gloss over this because World Raid is another thing that we have to go back over here in just a second. But Advanced Arena, pretty much kind of like server versus server PvP. So, I mean, if you're a really big competitive person, then that's for you. I hope you have fun with it. And then in terms of World Raid, we're going to go over this in the next section. Now, we also have some convenience features. In addition to new updates, we're also preparing various improvements based on valuable feedback from our players. List below highlights some key improvements. It says guild leader related convenience features, guild individual save feature for defense team and guild war, guild advent expedition participation status, guild war arena practice mode. Now, I'm not really sure about the guild war arena practice mode. I'm not really sure about that, but we'll circle back around to what I'm thinking. Bulk purchase of gold items at shop. Expand the number of equipment presets from 15 to 13. Equipment saved by content. That makes sense. Cancel during auto and count check. Okay. Play 2 repeat battles. Adventure and raid simultaneously. Yeah. That's definitely number 9. And number 9 is definitely one of them. Play 2 repeat battles, adventures, and raids. Yes. I can't tell you how many times I'm sitting there, I'm like, man, I'm autoing this. Like right now, I'm actually doing some auto battles. I'm obviously not logged into the game, but I'm doing auto battles on both accounts. My free-to-play, on my main account, paid account, and I mean, I can't do anything else. I mean, don't get me wrong. I personally don't like to split my keys both ways, but if I know, say for instance, I need to do, say, 10 adventure battles and I need to do 3 raid battles for my dailies, I'd rather be able to like kind of set that up. Okay, auto 10, boop, auto 3, boop, and then they're both going at the same time. I'd rather be able to do that than to have to sit here and wait for them to get through PvP, and then I gotta wait for them to get through the adventure, then I gotta finally wait for them to do the raid. I mean, at least I'll be doing 2, and then if one gets done before the other, then bam, I can start the other one, and then I can get through my dailies a little bit faster. Because for me, it resets at night, so I'll just do my dailies before I go to bed. So number 9, very good one. What I was going to say about number 4 was the Guild War Arena practice mode. I'm not really sure why. What? I'm not really sure about that one. I personally would want the, what is it called? The Castle Rush practice mode. I think Castle Rush practice mode would be much better for everyone, especially for people who are just trying to understand, like, man, what kind of damage am I doing and what am I doing wrong? And, you know, just trying to better understand the characters in general. Like, that would be much better. But Guild War Arena practice, I'm not really understanding that one. I mean, it's PvP, man. So it's just, you win, you don't. I personally don't take it too seriously. And that's just kind of how it is. So, I don't know. I mean, if it helps somebody, that's fine. I'm not a PvP person, but hey. But anywho, we have new legendary costume, Yanni, and raid up summon. So we plan to introduce the new legendary costume, Idol Yanni, and reveal some of the illustrations and skill effects. I'm trying to get back to, because like it says, Yanni's unique charm is, you know, combined. It's talking about like OS, like, you know, original soundtrack stuff right here. But it says raid up summons. So for me, I'm trying to figure out, like, it says, okay, here it is. The raid up summon would also be conducted, so please consider this for growing your Yanni. So at some point we're gonna get a Yanni banner, and that's very good because, like I've mentioned previously, Yanni's needed for Nightmare if you really want, you know, like a good strong magical person. And on top of that, she has CC, she has sleep, so you can't just really brute force everything with TO, T6 TO, T6 Kyle. Some of the stages in Nightmare have physical resistances and it just makes it take forever, or sometimes you just really can't beat them. you know, or it just makes farming them impossible when you want to do like Ruby farming because it's just Kyle or just Tio, you know, on that team. So then you're kind of at a disadvantage because they're resistant to your physical damage. It doesn't matter that Kyle can ignore defense, they're just resistant to physical damage in general. So it has nothing to do with their defenses or ignoring them for that matter. So Yanni is a really good rate up character to go for. So I don't know, you might see me skip this next new character coming out, honestly. I'd rather try to go in for some copies of Yanni and push my account, push through Nightmare, because that'll be a bigger, you know, investment in myself than just, oh, new character, farm the views that I can get, you know, on my growing account. But, you know, that's not that good versus me actually understanding the content that I need to actually, you know, beat. And then also we have half anniversary event. Seven Nights Rebirth is celebrating its half anniversary since the service started in Korea, thanks to the love and support from all of our adventurers. So they're doing something for half anniversary, but I'm not sure if we're getting some stuff too, or like what's going on. I mean, because if it's their half anniversary for Korea, I don't know. I'm hoping. I'll say it this way: if they're gonna give us an event because Korea's having half anniversary event, that's cool and all. But once we have half anniversary, then they should do something for Korea too. I mean, just saying. Because I know they're doing this because I mean there are some aspects of the game that are global, and then there's some aspects of the game that aren't global. And if you know, you know. I'm not gonna harp on it. Like I said, I'm not here to critique them right now. This is just a developer note thing, but it just kind of came out only because again it's half anniversary in Korea, and you know it's not half anniversary here. I mean the game's only been out like a month and some change. I guess going on 2 months now. So, but yeah, yep. Now in this developer note, we have provided information on the main content to be included in upcoming update, as well as future update plans we are currently working on. We also have prepared a small gift for our players. So we all got a 4-star Amelia and key bundles. I'm pretty sure everybody saw that. So that was a really good gift. But on top of that, they did have something come up. So it was a follow-up. So let me move this over. So they had a follow-up with it says withdrawal of some updates and full re-examination. So this is why I didn't go over the Whetstone. They pulled back. They're delaying the usage of the Whetstones, and it says the Whetstone is designed to either compensate for some of the deficiencies in current equipment or enhance the overall stats of the equipment, thereby lowering the entry barrier for content. However, we have come to deeper understand that the introduction of Whetstones in the current situation could widen the competitive gap in speed and excessively increase the burden of equipment growth. And that is true because most people who are really already good at PvP or got really good drops, or maybe they put money in the game. I mean, honestly, it's not even the money for me. You know, like I said, I don't focus on PvP because I know I'm not whaling, whatever. I don't have a lot of transcendences. I have fun with what I have fun with, you know, character collection, pushing and making progress in the story myself, nightmare, regular, whatever. And that's just it. But for the people who are enjoying PvP content, it is going to have a really kind of like an oppressive effect to speed. Because like basically if you're faster and you can do a decent amount of damage, you win. I mean, that's the same for most PvPs and gachas, right? I mean, look at what is it, 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross. If anybody's ever played that, you would know. If you have the most CP and you go faster, typically you win, unless there's some kind of I don't know, super awesome counter to not having highest CP. I don't know. Same thing, World Raid, like they're pulling back on that. We also agree that adding World Raid and new PvE content could significantly burden gameplay, especially given that equipment-related convenience issues haven't been fully restored. So they want to make sure they're focusing on the excuse me there, I mean the drag and click quality of life features of easing equipment growth. So this is what they will continue with: equipment convenience feature that we talked about, you know, in terms of the junk feature, easing the burden of equipment growth, you know. So we will explore ways to assist with upgrading equipment more flexibly, even without Whetstones, to lower the entry barrier for the content. For example, randomly or selectively changing the substat of certain equipment, adding a feature to reset the enhance of specific equipment, allowing for retry, minimizing the random elements of stats when crafting equipment. We also are considering ways to significantly reduce the stress related to equipment by simplifying and upgrading structures or alleviating additional costs, thereby broadening the range of use. So they're trying to figure out another way to do it to where it won't just hit PvP in such a way to where it's just like totally overwhelming and totally unfair and one-sided towards, let's say, a certain group of people. And I don't think it has anything to do with money. It would more so have to do with, I would say, people who have more time to play the game. That's just the way I see it. That's just the way, because I mean, no matter how much money you put into the game, you have to still put time into the game to farm the gear. That's just what it is. I mean, you can put money into the game, and don't get me wrong, you can make a lot of advancements in the game super fast, sure, but you still got to put time into the game to go and farm all that gear, time into the game to go and, you know, rank up your characters and everything. So I mean, I see what they're trying to do, and they're just trying to make sure it's balanced. And since they did delay these features, they gave out 3,000 rubies, and I don't think that's bad. Like that's 30 pulls. That's not bad, especially with a new banner coming up that some people might want to be summoning on. So I mean, that's good. And then to go ahead and round this all off, we're going to go ahead and knock out the maintenance update information as well. So as you can see, scheduled for 1029, 2200 to 1030, 300 UTC. So new hero, Kyriel, 6 new costumes, Ruri, Kyle, Rosie, Yuri, Faye, and Chloe. New story event, Children Chasing Stars. Again, I thought it was going to be about the sister, so I'm pretty sure it's going to be the sister story. And 2 raid up summons, so sorry, 2 hero raid up summons. And then it'll be Kyriel and Chris. So I mean, if you want to build the dev team, if you did pull for Aquila, this is a good time to do it. If you don't have like another character, if you want to pull for Chris anyway, I mean, maybe you're using Nox, I don't know. But I mean, if you want the dev team, I mean, it's a good time to pull. Me personally, I'm just kind of leaving it alone for now. I don't want to build too many teams at once. I just want to kind of consolidate my resources, if you will. Junk equipment system, accessory refining, extraction system, new content. The Advent expedition will be added, so you know, just look out for content about that later. 3 new items in the exchange shop for guilds. So 4 Lords Old ticket, 5-star rare accessory box, rare refining talisman, and then 1 new item in the exchange shop, refining extraction solution. So that's what we talked about. And then don't forget, the Halloween aesthetics will be added into the game as well. And they added something to the power-up support, basically monthly pass, is a raid free entry, 5 per day. So you get 5 free raid entries per day if you purchase that power-up support. And then this is a nice list of improvements that they have. So I'm gonna let you guys read that. You can pause it, read it. And then they have 1 fix down here. And then we also have adjustments to the rates following the addition of new heroes. So just, I mean, normal stuff. Here's some miscellaneous things. Basically, with the start of certain events, they're going to end certain events, you know. So just making sure you understand the stopping of things that have been basically ended by the time this new event goes out. And that's pretty much it. So I just want to go ahead and knock that out since we're already here, and I had saw the page when I pulled it up here. But like I said, all of the links will be down in the description down below if you want to go check them out yourself and give them a good read over. Since I went over them a little bit fast, I just try not to make this video too long, but it's typically a longer video. You know, giving my opinion on things. But I hope everybody has enjoyed me going over these nice notes. And hopefully everybody's looking forward to all of the nice skins that we got coming. I mean, that's what I'm looking forward to, the Halloween aesthetics, you know. So yeah, one of my brother's birthdays is actually Halloween. So I mean, I like Halloween, you know, it's a nice time of year. But hopefully everybody's having a good day, even or night, wherever you are in the world. You know, remember, when you're here, stay happy. I will see you all in the next video. Peace.